talked to him the other day for a friend of mine. I talked to him on Friday because my friend needed to know about notice in Cook County. And just a note while we're on the topic, City of Chicago passed a law in July 2020 changing the amount of notice you have to give people for rent increase or lease termination when they have expired leases. If you've been in a property longer than 6 months, but less than 3 years, you have to get 60 days notice to either increase the rent or to terminate the landlord-tenant relationship. Furthermore, if your tenants have been in the property longer than 3 years,
long time,
you have to give them 120 days notice, which is 4 months, and the county of Cook has enacted what we call mirror legislation. So basically, even if you're not in Chicago, the entire county of Cook now has the same notice requirements. I don't think they're acceptable notice requirements. And they're never
long notice.
Yeah, this wasn't even temporary. They didn't even pretend that it was going to be a temporary thing. They're just like, okay, well, we're in the recession now, and we don't want poor people protesting in the street or tenants are protesting when they're getting kicked out. So we're doing the eviction moratorium, putting the whole burden on fucking landlord. Even when there was assistance available, you usually needed the tenants to sign off on it, is my understanding. Like, I had a guy, he didn't even want to apply. It's like, fucking apply, dude. If I don't know, as a matter of honor and paying somebody back, like, wouldn't you rather have the hard work of applying, whatever hard work it would be, versus the dissatisfaction of knowing that you're not honoring obligations and paying people?
Yeah.
But the fucking government steps in, they do this. I believe that those notice requirements need to be repealed and they need to go back to things as normal, because the longer that we have unusual laws on the books, the longer it's going to take back to get to normal.
I think they're going to stay in place, honestly. I don't think they're going anywhere.
We'll talk more about, my thoughts on combating that, but yes, it's once those changes occur, it's very hard to get rid of them, and it's always during these fucking times where people are in a compromised position, like during COVID, that they enact this shit and then it never goes away. They weren't even pretending like this shit is temporary. They haven't said anything about repealing it. Mm-hmm. That's not even a thought. Like, they're just like, okay, that's a law now. It's going to stay that way. But it's I believe it's unfair to working people who own property and are trying to make a living. Like, it's a deprivation of property without just cause, I feel. But in any event, yeah, so the county now has the same legislation. But Felix will be able to tell us about current affairs, and it sounds like he's now moving his eviction cases along more quickly. So that might be another thing that we can do, because, like, I had another attorney I got an attorney friend of mine started a group message with me and another attorney, and we're talking about fees and charging, and he's like, man, I'm starting to switch over and do more evictions. He's like, I make more money with less stress and less headache, and less work and actual involvement than I do, by doing evictions than I do fucking, doing the real estate closings.
Really?
Which real estate closings, we'll probably talk more in depth about it in the future. It's a changing climate within the real estate industry here, and, they're trying to take